Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and his Bloodthirsty Thursday finally. Almost TGIF. Yes, I am so looking forward to tomorrow. I get to go hang out with my mom and we're finally get her to watch The Greasy Strangler. She has yet to see that masterpiece. So I'm gonna let her finally see the glory of it. Now, hopefully you guys have something fun going on this weekend. Other than that, that's pretty much what my weekend is. I'm a homebody, if you haven't noticed. um, Today's movie is a fun one. It's from 1981. It's running about an hour and 26 minutes ish, just depending on if you have an uncut, which cut you have, because there are several cut copies of this one out here. As far as I know, this Arrow edition that I have of this is 100% uncut. It stars Catriona MacColl, Paolo, Malco, Ania, Pieroni, Giovanni Frezza, and Giovannie de Nava. Directed by none other than Lucio Fulci. House by the Cemetery. Yes, I love this movie. This is one of the first Fulci movie. It isn't the first, but it is like one of the. I think it's the second Fulci film I ever saw was House by the Cemetery. The first was my favorite Fulci film, and that is Zombie. The Beyond I didn't get to see till later, much later after this one. The video stores I went to, excuse me, didn't carry any very many Fulci films. This was one, and Zombie, and Gates of Hell. That was the other one that they had. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Gates of Hell. Yes. That was the other one they carried. So they only had a few of his films. I didn't get to start seeing all of his stuff until I was a teenager, and then I got to really get to see the glory of Fulci, and I am a huge Fulci file. His films are they're not perfect, but they're perfect for me. They work great. By the way, this is the old Arrow Blu-ray release of it. Here we go on the special features, and I will point out right here, it is ABC region unlocked. So this is a region-free Blu-ray. It comes with the Blu-ray, a DVD, and here's your special features. I believe you got the soundtrack on there with that. And then it does have a reversible cover artwork. There we go. That's the newer artwork. I prefer the original artwork because that's just how I am. I'm not a purist by any means, but I just prefer the old look over the new look. There's just something about it that really pops. Not all the time, because there are some where the new artwork is much better. Scream Factory, some of the stuff they release is much better than the original. Even Arrow, they're pretty good at getting. Nowadays, they're really good at getting stuff that has great cover artwork for the new stuff. I'm just surprised or just blown away by a lot of the stuff that I see anymore. Now today's movie, it's an awesome one. It's basically you got this family. It's the parents and a son named Bob. Bob, by the way, is one of the most annoying characters that there could be on film, almost, or at least child characters. He's pretty darn annoying. There's something about children in film that they're either spot on or they are just obnoxiously annoying. Perfect example is the kid from Son of Godzilla. The kid in that is just so freaking annoying, but I love the film otherwise. Even Super 8, that's a newer one that I really like the kids in it, but I hated, or no, I'm sorry, I liked the movie for the most part, but I hated most of the kids in it. I thought they were obnoxious. Especially the main kid. I thought he was annoying as hell. Perfect example of kids that worked out well was the It films. I thought the new It films, the kids worked worked out rather well for that. Um, okay, so now let me get back to House by the Cemetery before I travel off too far from the subject. The family moves down. What is it in Louisiana? I believe is where. No, it's in Maine, but where it was filmed at least. Basically what happens is this guy is going to uh, investigate or carry on the work that the doctor beforehand was working on before he committed suicide, and so. And that's Norman Boyle is the one that takes over the work, and it's all from the work of Dr. Freudstein. And Dr. Freudstein is a kind of he was an evil doctor. He was the cliche satanic doctor that was trying to open up the portals of hell and rule the world kind of type guy. You never really see that, but it's obviously there. It's one of those Fulci fans have to fill in plots themselves a lot of times. And that's how I kind of portray it in my eyes. He is definitely working on something that is very much evil. Let's just say that. So they move down there. Lots of weird happenings going on in this house. Bob keeps seeing this little girl. By the way, Bob is the two children, Bob and the little girl. I can't remember her name. They are the only. They're the actors they're speaking Italian and they're dubbed over very horribly. Especially Bob. It sounds like an older man is trying to pretend like he's a kid. Hi, I'm Bob. I'm sorry, I'm not good at impressions, or at least impressions of Bob. Bob is just terrible. So he keeps seeing this little girl who gives him this strange little doll. It's not really little, and it's all ragged. It's missing a leg. I think it was arm or a leg. I can't remember quite right this moment. Even though I've seen this probably 15, 20 times by now. It's one that I can put on in the background and not really pay attention to and still understand what's going on. Much like Zombie and The Beyond, I really can. Those two, I could just watch all the time. And there's all this strange things with the house. The Dr. Boyle, he goes to this library where the previous doctor was doing a lot of his research at. He goes to get the files that he basically the stuff he'd been working on, and he finds this assistant that works in the library finds this bizarre thing with the architecture, and he has this amazing death scene where he falls off of this ladder and these spiders come in and eat the hell out of him. Oh, it is amazing. It's fun. Or no, I'm kidding. It's great. You got an amazing scene in here where somebody gets a butcher knife through the back of their head and it comes out of their mouth hole. That was really good. You got some other deaths in there that are great that I don't want to give away. And the whole thing with Dr. Freudstein, he makes these strange, whimpering sounds. It's bizarre. Now, as far as any more on the story, I really don't want to give away too much because it's a Fulci film. They're pretty cut and dry. They're exactly what they are. What you see is what you get. There's no mysterious undertones or hidden meanings or anything like that. Fulci was not that kind of director. And if he was really good at hiding it because I've seen quite a few of his films. I still need to check out some of his comedies, but I've seen some of his westerns. Of course, all of his horror and giallo stuff, and I've seen some of his made-for-television stuff, which is okay. I need to check out a couple others of those, but it's fun stuff. So now I want to get onto my ratings to this one. This thing is a mess. This is just one hell of a mess of a movie. Like the story makes no sense half the time. The acting is just really, really piss poor. Especially, like I said, Bob is just annoying as hell. The parents are kind of obnoxious. The only person I can tolerate in the whole movie is Dr. Freudstein. I think everybody sucks in this movie. Even the babysitter, she's kind of annoying as well. I guess it's just, I don't know. Fulci he never got top talent, it seemed like. He did, the best he did, I feel like, was with the Beyond and Zombie, because, he got some better names, and there's some people that could act if they had to, unlike a lot of the people in this one. So it's got gaping plot holes. The music is great, I'll give it that. Even though it's lifted from another film, what was it? I put it down in the notes. Django's Cut Price Corpses, which I've never seen that. There's a ton of Django movies. They're all, except for two. The first one, and then there's another one like way later in the franchise that is an actual sequel. The rest are their standalone type films, which is, it's kind of weird. It's almost like our James Bond, their version of James Bond. They got Django. So we got gaping plot holes, great music. Like I said, it was lifted from Cut Price Corpses. We got bad acting. As far as camera work goes, it's pretty middle of the road. It's your standard Fulci. There's one of my things I like to say is there's nothing to make you write home about. It's not gonna it's not eye popping and will change your full opinion on film. It's pretty dull in that aspect. So I'm gonna give this a whopping 2. Yeah, crucify me now for giving House by the Cemetery 2 on a technical side. I'm sorry. It's just my opinion and how I feel about it. Now, entertainment side. This thing is extremely entertaining. It is one of my favorite Fulci films. Like I said, I can watch this at all times. I know most of the story inside and out. Once it's playing, I could do a lot. I could almost do it word for word. I've seen it that many times. So I'm going to give it a 3. So we're going to give it a 3. So it's got a 5 overall. That's okay. Middle of the road. It's your typical Italian early 80s horror film. I'm going to go ahead and set that down now. I got tired of holding it. It's your typical 80s horror, Italian horror film. So don't be expecting anything too crazy. So keep that in mind. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm on 13 minutes, and I'm coming up on 14 minutes now. So I'm definitely getting the hell out of here. I feel like I mumble enough and travel off the films enough. So as always, love your faces. Can't wait to see it tomorrow. I'm not 100% what I'm going to do yet. I definitely, it's between 2 titles. So, yes, so look forward to tomorrow. I love your faces. Like I said before, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always,